I'm going to give a brief statement about the situation we had this morning. At approximately 10 o'clock, there was a reported rollover by a gasoline tanker and a motor vehicle. As a result of that, there was one fatality and one injury. The injured person was a male, 32 years old, transported to Rhode Island Hospital. He's in stable condition. The fatality was approximately 67 years old. Our initial response was 2 pumps, 2 medical rescues, Car 2, whose command, led by District Chief Kevin Blythe. Upon arrival, they noticed there was one fatality and one entrapment. They pulled the fatality away from the truck. They applied foam to prevent ignition of the gasoline product that had spilled out, which was approximately about 100 gallons. They also diked the drains from any product from going in. They then proceeded to extricate the person from the motor vehicle. We called for additional resources at that point. The resources that we had on our hand was the hazmat team, the District 1 team. They are in the process right now of offloading the approximately 12,000 gallons of product still left in the tanker truck. We were assisted by several departments: Somerset, Freetown, New Bedford, Westport. They provided services of foam trailers, additional foam, water trucks, additional water for the pumps, and the manpower that's needed. The highway has been shut down now for several hours. At this point, it looks like it's going to be shut down for several more until all the product is offloaded safely and the truck can be righted, at which point the highway will then open up. Any questions?
Chief, you started by saying this happened at 10 o'clock.
I'm sorry, no.
5 o'clock this morning?
It was 5 o'clock this morning. My mistake.
Why the tanker rolled over in the first place?
At this point, it's being investigated by the state police unit. So at this point, we don't know what happened.
The deceased is a male or female?
Male,
67 years old.
approximately 67 years
That was
old.
the driver of the tanker truck.
At this point, yes.
Can
Do
you
we know-
talk a little bit about the process of removing all of this fuel and why you have to do it so carefully?
Well, obviously, we know that gasoline is very flammable and very dangerous, which is why we lay down foam initially. It suppresses the fumes. It also prevents sparking. The process is the hazmat team comes in, they set their team up with special gear, special drills. We support them in that with additional foam. They have to mount the vehicle, which is on its side. They have to drill a hole in the top. There are 5 compartments, so each compartment has to be drilled, at which point they lower down pumps. The pumps offload the product into another vehicle. And then when the vehicle is just about empty, they will put in dry ice, which is carbon dioxide, and that will prevent any fumes, and it makes it safe for them to right the vehicle and cart it away.
Chief, can you reiterate roughly how much fuel spilled out and how much was left inside the tanker again?
The tanker was fully loaded, so they told us 12,000 gallons. Upon arrival, the district chief estimated that maybe 100 gallons had spilled out. There was a leak that was leaking approximately maybe half a gallon a minute. So at this point, we're figuring there could be maybe 150 to 200 gallons that leaked out. But all the drains were diked to prevent fuel from getting in the drains. We have it burned off with sand, and we have that covered with foam also.
This is obviously terrible circumstances, but how much worse could this have potentially been if the rest of that load had leaked out of the tanker?
it probably would have been much, much worse because number one, there was a good possibility of it igniting at that point. The other thing is the environmental impact would also been pretty disastrous. But again, because the product was so small, we were able to dike those drains and prevent it from getting into the ground.
What should commuters expect for the evening rush?
That I couldn't tell you. The state police might have a better idea, but we're expecting that highway to be closed for a few more hours still. So,
And then it's gotta be removed, the truck's gotta be removed.
yes.
Steve, after you remove the truck and get the fuel out of the truck, then what do you have to do to get the fuel off of the road itself? Is that safe for people to drive over?
Well, we have an environmental cleanup company on the scene right now, so we'll leave that in their hands. They're the professionals, and I'm guessing they'll offload that pretty soon also.
And did DEP respond?
They responded right away. They were one of the initial calls we gave. We called the District 1 hazmat team and DEP right off the bat.
I don't know if anyone can speak to the extent of the traffic snarls that people experienced this morning. And is that gonna do you think that'll continue through the afternoon? Anyone from the police perhaps?
You're gonna have,
You can just step up.
obviously, you're gonna have the traffic from this morning, and at this point, MassDOT has done a great job advising people of the traffic situation. So people are trying to avoid it at this point. We hope they are. And once the fire department says that it's clear and safe to remove the vehicle, we're gonna open up the roadway as soon as we can. So we're gonna open it up as soon as we can at this point in time.
Do you all know where the tanker was coming from and where it was traveling to?
I do not know at this point in time.
We do not know that.
Or who owns the truck?
I believe it was Cape Cod Gas.
Did this morning's traffic affect your guys' response in any way?
Not the initial response, but afterwards the traffic was snarled for a little while for our apparatus. But fortunately, Mass State Police and Fall River PD handled the situation very well. So we got all our resources there in a very, very timely manner. And I can honestly say that because we had resources coming from all over. The hazmat team is comprised of many, many different departments. We had different fire departments responding. We had a foam trailer that came from New Bedford, a foam trailer that came from Somerset. So we had tankers from Westport and Freetown. So, and we also had special services. So the response afterwards with the state police and PD keeping things open for us was fantastic.
But the hazard still exists, but you feel you have things in hand at this point?
Yes, it's stable at this point. The product's being offloaded. Things are being patched up. We have plenty of foam on hand and plenty of manpower on the scene.
John, how were you able to stop the leak initially, at half gallon a minute?
Well, we weren't capable of stopping that leak initially. We could see approximately where it was coming from, but it was underneath the tanker truck. So it was basically out of our reach. If it was small, we possibly could have put something on it, but it was almost impossible to get at it.
Is it still running now, or?
It's still draining out slow. It's a very slow leak.
Could we get your name on camera?
I am Fire Chief John D. Lynch.
Captain, what do you make your name too, sir?
Captain Michael Michno, M-I-C-H-N-O.
Thank you.
Captain, just one more for you. I mean, I know there's never a good
can just
spot for
step up.
something like this. to have-
Excuse me.
Go ahead. Well done.
Chief, what's gonna happen now?
What's going to happen now is going to be a long cleanup process. We're also going to have to bring our apparatus back to quarters, and obviously there's going to be a lot of restocking done, and the highway's going to have to be cleaned up.
That's MassDOT?
MassDOT, but in conjunction with the environmental hazmat cleanup company that's on scene.
State police had initially thought the tanker truck hit 3 or 4 vehicles. Is it just the one vehicle?
It's just the one vehicle.
You know what that vehicle is?
I could not tell you because the vehicle was so badly damaged. It was pretty bad. But fortunately, that person survived, and when they cut him out of the car, they were very surprised of his condition. So at this point, he's stable in Rhode Island Hospital.
Surprised, good.
Do you all know if both drivers were wearing seatbelts or not?
I couldn't tell you that at this point.
Captain, what I was going to ask is, I'm sure there's no good place for something like this to happen, but it seems like particularly in this area, there's not a lot of places to reroute folks around. Does that add to the traffic?
You can just step up to the mic.
Yeah, a situation like this. It's never a good place for it to happen, obviously. But you know, with the assistance of MassDOT, Fall River PD, and the state police, we try to do the best we can to get people out around the situation and advise them to stay away from it. So there's never a good time to have this happen. So.
Repeat your name again, Captain.
Mishno, Michael Mishno, M-I-C-H-N-O.
Would you be able to step up to the?
Sure. Michael Mishno, M-I-C-H-N-O.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, we'll be back here in maybe another hour, an hour and a half. We're going to go back to the scene, make sure things are running smoothly. So if you wish, I'll be back here in about another hour and a half. All right, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.